afraid.
He was like, bam, 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 bam. Because he was the pack leader, and now...
Are you live?
We are.
Oh, sorry.
The
light bulb.
Did we have a different light bulb?
Yeah, it works fine.
$29 diagnostic. I'm kidding, by the way. A1 Vacuum and Sewing's live stream begins now. Welcome. It is, I just realized these things are like really low because Jeannie and her short little legs.
I like having my moves.
I just imagine like every time Jeannie's in one of these chairs, her feet dangle. I think we had somebody that came in and looked at the chairs the other day and she was like, I can't buy these, my feet dangle. So, welcome to A1 Vacuum and Sewing's live stream for Fri-yay, that's right. Giveaway day.
Yes.
Also Scan and Cut Fridays. There is not like a whole lot to talk about today as Jeannie is at home. What is she doing? She was here.
Kimberbell Club.
She's got Kimberbell Club. And so she won't be here until 1. And
Good morning.
that's that. So,
God morning.
God morning. God morning, Joanne. So, this has been like the craziest week that we've had in the store, the busiest week
Wild.
that we've had in the store really since kind of midsummer when things were nuts for months in a row. So, Jeannie said something to me this morning, like she was here until late. She's always mad when I out her like that, but she was here until 11 and I was working at home and then this morning and some of you are waiting for emails for us. Some of you have left voicemails and have not heard back from us.
It's been
That's
wild.
just a sign of the week. It's just we've been super busy, super steady, so there really hasn't been much time at all to get to people that have reached out other ways. My guess is, and Shauna's tired.
I'm tired.
So if you've sent us emails, if you've left voicemails, like I haven't even looked at the voicemail this week. I had somebody yesterday that was like, I've left you 2 messages. And I was like, well, I'm sure glad you called back the 3rd time then. But that's just been kind of a sign of what's going on in the shop. So if you have sent us a Christmas list, we have them. We have received them. Like our plan was to basically, deal with them this week. We're actually going to deal with them on Sunday. So, and we'll see what tomorrow's like. Saturdays lately have been kind of crazy too.
Oh my God, it was wild last Saturday.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens tomorrow. But if we don't get to them tomorrow, we'll deal with them Sunday and Monday when the store is actually closed.
I keep yawning. I need to drink some water.
And we will reach out to folks early next week. We've made a note of what's come in on those Christmas lists. So if there are special order items, they've gone into orders, etc.
How exciting.
That's so funny. Jeannie asked about TP. But long story short, we actually have not forgotten you if we have gotten those Christmas lists. A handful of you have sent emails or haven't found the Christmas list or the holiday list. Sorry, ladies. Or something like that. And if that's the case, we've gotten to those emails. Like it's funny. I've kind of prioritized the emails that I've responded to. And if it's something real fast like that, where I can just send it out and get it done, it's generally happened. But by Sunday or Monday, we'll get through those. And for those of you who wanted calls regarding those lists or something like that, you're like breaking in there. She's got the monster going now. If I drank one of those, I wouldn't sleep until tomorrow.
I'll drink it, and by like 2, I'll be like, oh, tired.
That's too much caffeine, Shauna.
I had like 2 cups of coffee, and
There's
now
no
I'm
such thing as too
having
much
a
caffeine.
monster.
So yeah, so it's just been busy. Be patient with us. We're getting to everything, and we'll use the weekend to catch up a little bit. Jeannie was somewhat exasperated this morning about just this week has been busy.
It's
so
been crazy.
like busier than normal, which is a great thing. We love it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
But it also means we've fallen behind a little bit. It is a beautiful day today. Super cold this morning. 22 degrees at my house when I got up this morning, but it felt a lot more like 14, which is actually what it said on my thermometer. I think high of 50.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful, sunny.
It's supposed to be a little breezy this afternoon.
I got, we had the fires, we had the wind, and it was funny. So a week ago, I called my lawn guy, and I was like, hey, he was supposed to do a cleanup. And I haven't noticed that yet, Bonnie, but I'm sure I'll find it.
I keep yawning. I don't know what's going on.
So she's just looking like I feel. So the upgrades, they sent us 10 upgrades, if that's what we're talking about, Pam. I did get ship notification on those. I don't think they've arrived yet. But I mean, they're on the way. They sent from Tennessee like probably Tuesday or Wednesday of this week. So we did actually see them ship. I just didn't get my hands on them yet. So, what was I talking about?
I don't even
Before
know.
you yawn?
I don't remember.
Oh, my lawn guy. So
yeah.
I called him last week and I was like, there's going to be super high winds. Like, let's push the cleanup back a week. Because I have a feeling that the yard's going to be a mess. My yard is like, literally, like, there are tree branches in my yard.
Oh my
There's like,
gosh.
the entire yard is like, all the pine needles came down. Like, you know how there's die-off in pine trees? We have these big, old school, like, old-growth Jeffrey pines. And like, they die back every year, like, as they grow. And it is going to be a great day, Lynn. And so the yard is, like, covered in pine needles and
Tree
branches and all the leaves came down. Like, I mean, I'm glad I pushed it back a week.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But he literally, I was driving out today and he had just pulled up and he was like looking at my yard, like literally
Yes.
like mouth agape.
Like,
and
oh my God.
as I drove by, I like rolled my window down and I'm like, hey man, like, and I told my neighbors on either side, because we were the only neighbors that hadn't done a cleanup yet, that I would do a cleanup from their driveway into our yard so that any of our debris that was in their driveway was cleaned up as our responsibility. So I had sent him that via text and I'm like, hey, just make sure, like I pointed out the 2 areas, like clean from their driveway to our yard, because that's all our debris and it should be our responsibility to get it. And he was like, I don't know, man. Like, I might have to do 2 cleanups. And I'm like, fine, whatever you need to do. I'm just glad we pushed back the cleanup from last week.
Oh my goodness.
But he was like looking somewhat defeated.
Neighbor's giant tree fell on their roof. That's crazy, Paula. That is
Yeah,
so
I mean, it was that kind of, I
crazy.
saw, well, so Momo's walking now.
Yay!
But like, so yesterday he made it to, like, at the end of our cul-de-sac, like where the street joins Long Knife, like he gets there and like the world kind of opens, like you go from like tree line and
Yeah.
houses to like, and then you're at the
Yes.
end of the street. So he had always gotten there and he'd get like freaked out and turn around. So yesterday he made it like 500 yards past there.
Wow, that's a big accomplishment.
And
for a
then
little
this
pup.
morning, I had to pick him up to walk him past a person. because he just was like, whoa, there's a person over there and I don't know. So I picked him up and we walked him past the person. We kind of stopped and said hello to the person.
Yeah.
And then, but he made it like another 500 yards by. But one of our neighbors had a massive tree that came down.
Oh,
man.
That's
No damage
crazy.
to the house or anything, but there was the debris was in the street, so they had obviously had somebody come cut it down. So,
That's crazy.
in the shop, just a reminder, we'll get the holiday hours posted, but we will be open normal hours Tuesday. We're going to close at 2 on Wednesday. If we are not busy at all on Wednesday, I'll end up sending you guys home.
Wow.
So, we'll have as
Thanksgiving a
much
little
cover,
early.
as much coverage as we need. And it's funny, we'll see what happens. There's a press conference, I think, scheduled for Tuesday evening at 6. We'll see what happens during that press conference. This is all open to
I
change.
was like looking at the numbers last night and I was like, we're totally going to get shut down.
Well, I mean, they
They're
just announced
totally
yesterday that they're going to schools are going to shut down on the 9th and
Mm-hmm.
remain shut through December for the most part. And,
There is a scan and cut.
there is a scan and cut set up there. You can cut wool or felt, but that's a question for the ladies.
Yes, you can.
So,
You can and you should.
on the fabric sheet? Or on which sheet would you cut that?
I don't know. So wool and felt is like super duper fibrous. I'm also going to show you what we use to clean our mats today. And I actually cleaned this one before I set this up. And I left the paper towel over there so you could see how absolutely nasty it was. But they're super fibrous. So I would actually use maybe like the low tack mat because it's
That way it doesn't stick.
Yeah, so if you use like the fabric mat or even the standard mat with
you
your
don't
high
wanna
tack
put that on
fabric
the
support
fabric
sheet on, it ain't coming off.
Gotcha.
I usually press 2 pieces of freezer paper.
Oh, yeah, Michelle said that she
You get a
usually
clean
presses it with 2 pieces of freezer paper to cut it so that way the fibers don't get all over everything, which is that's a really good
Low
idea.
tack.
Do they
Yeah,
need to
and
use
You put it on the low tack mat with
the
freezer
deep cut
paper.
blade for
Yes.
that too?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
Although, I have a story. So, Alex and I were trying to make a puzzle last night. And we just used the standard blade. And our poster board was 5 millimeters thick. And we took a rolling pin and like pressed it down. So it wasn't like the height, but it was still really dense. And we just used this blade and it cut through it pretty fine. Except the paper on the top that we were trying to like actually make the puzzle with was like peeling off because we didn't adhere it well. But this cut through, it cut through cardboard, it cut through poster, it cut through foam, like totally fine. But we just couldn't get the picture to stay on it, so it didn't look like a puzzle. But we were able to just use the standard blade. I didn't switch it to like the deep cut blade or anything, and it was totally fine, which is kind of crazy.
Cool.
It's totally cool. I was like, oh, and Alex was like, just put it through, see what it does. I was like, it's not gonna work, and then it totally worked.
It totally worked.
It
Are we
totally
going to see a
worked.
finished project at some point? Or
Eventually, yes. We need to figure out how to put the picture onto like the foam boarding or like the cardboard piece to actually make it look like a puzzle. And Michelle said we should try like a vinyl, and I was like, oh, they do make like printed vinyls, and you could
so
just
you
stick
like
it on.
have them
Yeah,
somebody
so-
print a vinyl.
And then, like on Amazon, they have like Niagara Falls vinyl, like just like vinyl sheets, and then you like cuts. I don't know what you would use it for, but you can like we'd put it on the cardboard and put it back in and cut it, and I think that'd be pretty cool.
Gotcha. So just getting back to those hours.
Oh, yeah.
2:00 on Wednesday, closed on Thursday, obviously for the holiday. Back to normal hours on
Fri-yay.
Friday. We will do the live stream on Thursday morning. So we've heard from a lot of customers and have like this week we heard from a ton of people that they aren't doing family Thanksgiving. Like they've made some hard choices with the numbers the way they are in the state of Nevada and various places. So So we're going to do the live stream on Thursday. So feel free to join us. It's just something that we felt like we could do to.
We should do like a Zoom Thanksgiving.
I think that's what we talked about.
No, but I mean
haven't.
like where we all sit down with like our little turkeys.
And like yeah, I don't know about that because you're doing what, like 4 dinners or something?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're only doing one, but we will do the live stream normal time on Thanksgiving. Maybe Momo will make an appearance.
No, Momo. Oh my god. So cute.
And Melinda's saying there's a fabulous photo paper that has a sticky back. It's excellent with the scan and cut for beautiful puzzle making.
I have photo paper with a sticky back that I used for stickers. Like last year I made all my Christmas labels with the scan and cut. Like I printed the sticker and then I cut it all out. But it doesn't work well with my new printer. It like totally saturates the paper, makes it really wet, and then it never dries, which is so sad. Yeah. So, and I don't have my old printer because some component in it just like totally burnt out, and
they don't.
It was like a $40 printer, yeah. So we were like, okay, we'll just get a new one and recycle this one.
So, do anything to announce next week? Anything to?
Oh, we have an upgrade class coming. I posted some new classes on the website, so you could go check that out. I tried to add in some of Jeannie's classes, like the sugar chalet, but she wanted me to wait until she had the physical sample to show you what it is. But I know you ladies are so excited about it because it's so cute.
Yeah, that is actually, like, we said something yesterday about having the video done for the tiling scene. We're almost there. So we'll definitely get it done over the weekend. But Jeannie was literally here until the wee hours last night, and I need her to finish the editing. It's like 80 to 90% done. So it'll be done over the weekend. For those of you who did purchase the set where the class is included, you'll get an email with the class. My guess is by Saturday night or Sunday morning. And then we will be offering that as a purchasable class as well. And I can say this because Jeannie's not here, but like I really was, like, I've done a lot of editing on her videos, and this one, it was funny because there's a bunch of stuff in this video where I was watching her do stuff where I was like, because I'm looking at the instructions too to see where we are in the project, where I'm like, this isn't something they suggest. In this particular class, like with the tiling scenes, there's a ton of stuff that she does based upon her experience. And it's funny, she does this swap out with red thread for something that allows you to piece it together and know exactly where you're piecing it together. That's totally a Jeannie thing. But
she's so
like I was saying yesterday, like there is a ton of stuff in this particular class where I was like, is that part of the class? Is that part of the instructions? And she's like, no, this is just something that I do.
Because she's so awesome.
Where I was like,
oh,
damn. Like, you're saving these ladies a lot of time, or you're making their lives a lot easier through 100%. This class. And it's funny because she literally was watching it going like, this is an awesome video. It is an awesome video. So I can't be more excited to get that to you ladies, but we are running a little behind after this week. So Scan and Cut Fridays, what's going on here? And we are doing something different with our camera today because we had to send a tech out really early this morning for a house call that was scheduled a while ago. And so I had to be here early, and like house was kind of crazy. So when I ran out of the house this morning, I did not grab my normal webcam. So we are doing something different, which there was at one point where I was like, I think we could do this as like an emergency measure. And
wow.
I think that actually works, but I've never done this before. So stay with us. I don't know if I can go to my microphone on my.
Oh, Paula
Phone,
asked
too.
if we have green vinyl. We have green. We have two different types of kind of glittery green, like faux leather type of vinyl, and then we have sparkly green heat transfer vinyl, but it's in a pack by Brother. We still have that, right? That's still, yeah.
So
It's
hang
like
on, I'm
their
gonna
holiday collection.
see if I don't think this really works. So
And then the paper piecing class right now is scheduled for the second week of December, but it's not available for signing up yet because that's another class where Jeannie wanted to have the sample in hand before scheduling it, and that'll be a 2-part class.
yeah, so
MacBook? So is that this now?
no, I don't think my
I'll just
phone
talk
is working.
really
so I'm gonna
loud.
turn the gain up on the microphone too. Just be aware that when we go back to the microphone, we
don't
can blast
yell.
their eardrums. So what are we doing today?
So, something that I've never done as a class.
Hang on,
and
1 second. I think something.
look how cute that is. Oh, something that I've never done as a class or as a, because usually this is a really well done video by Julie Faye Fanbalzer. She goes over the different methods of scanning. So that's what I'm going to show you today. Usually I just send everyone the link, and then if you had questions, you could reach out to me, just because it is a little bit of a lengthy process. But today I printed out some snowflakes because of the cold weather, and we are going to be scanning each of these in and then using the different cut methods so you could see the differences between the 3 different options for scan to direct cut. So, oh, and I wanted to show them this paper towel right here. Look how icky this is. This is what was on my mat. Clean your mats. This is what we use to clean the mats. Michelle introduced this to me, and it is so amazing.
It's totally awesome!
And that was on my mat. I was like, oh, this isn't very sticky. I just sprayed it down, wiped it down, and it's like, it's totally sticky again.
Where do you get that stuff, Michelle?
The Dollar Tree.
The Dollar Tree?
The Dollar Tree.
Is there a specific Dollar Tree?
They all have it.
They all have it. So It's Totally Awesome is available at the Dollar Tree, and use that to clean your mats.
It sticks all over.
I don't know what is in this to be a cleaning
But
agent.
don't drink it.
Don't drink it. It kind
Don't-
of looks like Gatorade, like the yellow.
Oh, God.
Don't drink it. What's nice about it is that there isn't any like real fragrance to it, and there isn't any like deep cleaning components in it, so it leaves the mat sticky, but it like gets all the nasty. Can you believe that? That's nasty. Okay, let's.
Just remember to talk loud enough for the ladies to hear
It's
behind you.
nasty. Okay, hello, Scan and Cut. Wake up. I'm just gonna lay this down right up here in the corner on my freshly cleaned mat, and I was playing around with some other types of snowflake files. So we're gonna go to scan, and we have a few different options, but what I thought was really cool and what we were playing with last night a lot was transferred Canvas workspace. So you could scan something here, and then it automatically creates an FCM file and sends it to Canvas so you can do further editing if you wanted to. This is going to do a direct cut, and what this is going to do is it just does the outline. So if we have intricate pieces like the inside of the snowflake, those files won't be cut at all. So that's more for like stickers or if you have like a coloring book page and you want to like make it into like a collage or a poster.
So it creates a whole piece and it doesn't
Yes,
do
it's
the
not gonna break it
cutouts
down.
of the inside.
Exactly. So we're going to go to scan to cut. And then it wants you to make sure you have it on your mat. You have to be in position 2, which is this little lever here on the side of the machine. And once we press start, that's where it's telling us. I have no idea like what the lever does. I think it just moves the wheels inside up so it can take a better picture. And did you know there's a light inside of your Scan and Cut when it scans? I didn't know that.
There must be, right?
thought
like
that-
it
yeah,
has
but
to
I
be.
didn't-
You just thought it was dark.
I thought it was dark.
I mean, it's
It's
so
a scan-
Brother happens to be the world's largest manufacturer of photocopiers.
I was sitting on the floor and my scanning coat was on the table last night when we were trying to do that puzzle, and I was like, oh my god, Alex, there's a light in there. And he thought it was so funny. Okay, let's press start, and it's gonna take a scan. I was like, do you see that light? It's taking its time.
I always used to tell Jeannie, like, don't do anything. If it's blinking, it's thinking.
Yes. So this is going to be that same option as the direct cut. So it's going to just take the outline. I'm going to click on it and crop it so you can see what I mean by that and get a better idea of exactly what it's talking about. So see how it's not illuminating any of the internal pieces of the snowflake? So it's only going to take the most outer outline of the design.
So I mean, you commented on like stickers, but if somebody
Yeah.
was going to print something and make stickers, that's what they would use it. What are the other applications for?
You could use it for like applique. If you have like a printed applique piece, you could scan it in and use it for that.
Okay.
You could also use it for, I don't know, scrapbooking.
Okay.
What I like to use is this option here on the far side. So this breaks it down into individual pieces. So each line is going to be cut. So you can see every single line in there is going to become a cut file. There's also this option right in between the two right here. And this is going to be more of it kind of like accentuates the inner portions and is going to cut those individual pieces. And I'll cut all of these so you can see what they look like when they come out. These two are going to be really similar, but notice this, like the shape of the square. This one has a solid bold square outline, whereas this is focusing on like dimension, I guess.
Okay.
I guess that would be the best way to explain
Well, so what
it.
would be the different applications for like that center button versus the right hand button?
So we were doing puzzles last night. And we were trying to make a puzzle, and when we were trying to do it, you know how like puzzle pieces have like, most of them have like a flat-ish edge, and then they have like all the little.
Yeah.
So those, when I had it on this option, the center one, it took those little nubs that interlock and wanted to create them as individual cut files rather than creating the entire piece of that puzzle as one cut file. So I don't know.
Okay. Michelle, do you have anything to add about the difference between the center button and the...
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. I've not tried. I've only done the scan to direct cut on fabric. I've
Okay.
not done it on anything else.
Okay.
Yeah, and like we have like some moth paper. It's like a bunch of different styles of moths. Thank you, Diane Betrick, for giving that to us. And you can use this outline to cut not only the moth, but then the antennas, the eyes, like the little fuzzy parts of the body. It picks up each individual piece to cut rather than the bolded outline pieces. I guess that's the best way to explain it. So
Okay.
I'm going to start off with just cutting the outline of it. And whenever we start like previewing and editing it, you can go in here and change the actual size of it. If I had multiple snowflakes on here, I could actually click to ignore 3 or 4 of them and focus on just cutting one of them, which I
Okay.
thought was pretty cool. So we're going to press OK. It's going to ask us to save it. I'm just going to save it inside of the machine's internal memory. Save it. Okay. So to access the memory, we're going to go to retrieve the machine, and then it's going to be number 9. Boop.
You knew it was number 9 because there were 8 in there before, or how
No,
did you
it
know?
said,
It
said
told you.
yes.
Gotcha.
It gave us that little number, and then I'm just gonna go all the way through. It kept the placement, so since I haven't moved my paper at all, it kept the placement from the scan, so I don't have to worry about moving the design at all. It's already placed perfectly on top of it, so now we're just going to make sure our half cut is turned off, and then press start.
It's kind of like watching an embroidery machine work. Like
Yes.
my son would be like, "This is so satisfying."
just gonna gently work my way around, kind of like how I peel up vinyl. Ta-da! And then let me grab a spatula and we'll peel it right off. I'm gonna unload it. It's so thick. Did I make my mat too sticky?
So this is one of those things where you got to be careful because it's paper and
Yes.
like you don't want to rip it.
Yes.
Is that spatula comes in the toolkit with the
This
Scan
one
and
is
Cut
the one that
230?
originally came with it. So this one comes with all of them. The one.
This one comes with a metal one, right?
This one comes with the metal one, which is over on the table. I wish I had it, because what I like about the metal one is that you can't get burrs in it. So with the plastic one, as you use it, the edges of it get really rough. And then when you're working with delicate stuff like paper,
You can tear.
yeah,
or
you
cut.
could totally tear it. Like this one, it just tore it. Michelle, will you get it for me?
I'm trying to find it. Where is it?
It's in the little. Is there a little
Oh.
bag?
Just remember to talk loud enough for the ladies.
I don't
Oh,
ever.
the
I don't ever
ladies.
talk loud.
This the whole handy dandy kit.
So that's the kit that comes with the top of the line Scan and Cut.
This is my favorite spatula. If you get anything, you need this. It makes a huge difference when you're working with thin fabric, with vinyl, with paper, literally everything. It is life-changing. Okay, let's go to the next one.
The bomb diggity dom.
It's the bomb.com. Trying to just get it kind of straight, and then I'm gonna press it down. Gonna line it up. And a trick for loading your mat, hold it from the back. Don't hold it up here because you're more likely to put uneven pressure and then it's gonna feed in unevenly.
That's a good tip. Will you repeat that a little bit louder?
Oh
again?
yes. So when you're putting your mat in, you want to make sure that you line it up here and then assist it from the back, like hold it up so it's going to feed in. If you put your fingers near the arrow, it's more likely to pull unevenly from the pressure of your hand and then feed in wrong, and that can bend your mat and it can actually destroy your mat, and they're like $30. So.
Right. Pro tip.
Pro tip. We're going to go home. We're going to go and we're going to do another scan. And everything's already set, so I'm going to press start. There's also another gal on YouTube who does direct scan to cut videos on the Scan and Cut. She does it on the older model, but it applies exactly the same. She does it with unicorns. So it's really cute.
Only
they're just like
unicorns?
They're just like cartoon unicorns, and she cuts them out. She also shows you how to like add like millimeters to it and what that looks like. And maybe I'll post the link after we do the giveaway.
Cool.
So you could see that too. So we started off with this one. Now we're gonna go over to this one. And this is the one that's gonna be dimensional. Like it's gonna.
So
pick
now
up
these are all
every
the same
single
print,
piece.
right?
They are.
So
That way
you
can
couldn't you use the original scan design and just choose a difference in what you're cutting?
I could, but then it wouldn't be placed properly, and then I'd have to like scan it and
So
then
it's
move
easier in this
it.
circumstance to
way
rescan
easier.
it.
Yeah, because then when it saves this cut file, it's going to be saved exactly where this is placed.
Okay.
So if I place them all perfectly on the line, then we could do that. But I can't do anything straight. Like I can't cut straight. I can't draw straight. I definitely can't put anything on my mat straight. So we're gonna go to preview, and we're gonna press OK because we like how that looks. We're gonna save it to the machine, and this is where it told me the.
That's where it
pattern
told you
number.
it was pattern 9, which I totally missed.
And this one's gonna say M00010. There it is. So let's go home.
Can you scan on a cut mat? Was a question from Donnie Meekus.
This is a cut mat.
So that is a cut mat?
There
Okay.
is a scanning mat. What's nice about the scanning mat is that there's no stickiness to it. So it has like a sheet that covers it so it doesn't move around. What I like doing is scanning on the cutting mat, so then I don't have to then transfer it
you don't
and
have to
rescan everything.
reposition.
Yes,
Gotcha.
exactly. Because I'm lazy. Here is my cut file.
That's called being efficient.
Time is money, right?
Tell
we're
me
just gonna
about
cut
it.
it.
So this is a longer cut time too, obviously, because it's cutting more lines.
So it's gonna go in and cut all of these little. I tried to find simpler and smaller snowflakes. The original one that I was gonna bring in today was very intricate, but it really emphasized the different styles of it. And then I also had something else, but I totally forgot it because my sleepy little brain was not awake yet. Hence why I'm drinking a mango loco.
A mango loco. Remember Four Loco when they were like, it's killing people.
I just drink way too much.
So, I mean, as you can see, it's cutting a lot more. While this is working, I'm just going to mention it is Friday giveaway day.
Yes.
For anybody who is a new watcher to the stream, what that means is we do give away a product every Friday.
Whoop, whoop.
In order to be entered in the giveaway, you need to comment. That's all.
That's it.
So whether you watch us on YouTube or whether you watch us on Facebook, just make a comment. Hello, howdy. Just make a single comment, because what we do is a random comment pick.
Yes.
We do it from Facebook. So before we're done, we'll make a comment on the Facebook page.
Yes.
If it chooses our comment, then we will essentially do a random comment pick out of a hat
Yes.
from YouTube. So
So
just
go to YouTube and comment too.
make sure that you say hello. Make sure that you make your comment, and that way
Yes.
you can be entered into the giveaway. We'll cover our giveaway in a second. Once we see how this cuts.
You know what I love about there was a recent update in, I think, the end of September or beginning of October, and it updated the time on cutting. So before it would just say 4 minutes, and it would say 4 minutes the
whole
entire
time.
Yeah, so now you can see it went
It
down
counts
to
down.
1 minute. Yeah, it's going to count down for you. And I
Now,
thought
you
that was
commented
awesome.
at one point that it often overstates the time.
It
Like
does,
it takes less
yes.
time than it says.
And sometimes the embroidery machines do that too. So I was doing this really, really cute. I was going to bring that in and do that instead. But the cut time was 168 minutes.
Oof.
So I didn't bring that one in. Oh, and my paper might have just been a little too thin for it. It pulled up some of the ink. And then I'm just going to start on it. I'm going to unload it. Sad! I think it did that because of how intricate it was and how thin printer paper is. Printer paper is
So would you recommend using almost like a card stock
Yeah, like
for stuff like this?
whenever I do paper crafts, I always use an 80-pound weight because I find that it handles better when there's more intricacy. So it's going to not only hold the ink better, like you can see in some areas on this printer paper, it started to actually pull up the ink.
God, that's crazy. It cut on both sides of that line.
Look at that. It is so intricate, and I'm just gonna give.
And now this was the middle one, or this was
this
the
was the middle one.
right hand one?
This was the middle one, so it cut.
So like it cut
both
everything that it was
every
scanned. It was
single
like
line.
on either side of the line. It looked like it cut too.
It cut every. It did. So
It cut inside and outside of the line.
And I'm just trying to get the
You know, they're both on the line
ends of the
right now.
snowflake started, and then I will peel up the center.
Huh?
Maybe I should have picked a thicker snowflake.
Pro tip: use cardstock
Use cardstock,
or 80 weight paper.
80 weight paper. Unless you have a lot of time and patience.
And the metal spatula.
And the metal spatula.
Okay, I'm sorry. Say that name again. Kobe.
I just think it is so crazy how it got
So
much.
now what is the difference in just in the interest of time and the fact that the phones are
Okay,
starting to
so,
ring like crazy?
So this one cut just the outline. This one cut every single black line.
And it cut on either side of the
Yes.
line.
So the last one is just going to go in and cut out all these little itty
So
bits.
it'll cut the major outline, and
Yes.
then it'll cut.
It'll
But
cut
it
them-
doesn't cut on either side of the
No,
line.
it does not. Whereas
Okay.
this one cut on pretty much every single black line.
I mean, I don't know if
that
you
recognize.
ladies can actually see that, but like if you look down like little pieces like this, it literally cut. I'm just gonna pick that up. It literally cut on either side of that line.
So it cut here on this black line. It cut here on this black line.
So yeah, so like all the lines
Every
have
single line that
every
it
single
recognized.
line is cut out like this. And I'm gonna we'll essentially and on these pieces here, there's actually an internal cut. So like if you're looking at say this piece here, the white square on the inside is actually cut out as well. You can kind of see that happening on this piece here. It cut on both sides of that black line. We're gonna skip
So
that
crazy.
third cut just
Yes.
because we're running long.
Yeah.
So
I hope you enjoyed that.
So yeah, let's see, and that was the second one, Karen. That was the
Yes,
middle.
That was the middle option.
The middle cut setting. So, I mean, would it be fair to say that the middle cut setting is the most intricate and the most detailed?
100%.
What would be the applications for that?
I don't know.
Do you have a tendency to use either the...
I go to the one on the very far right because it's going to pick up the main line and identify it as one black line, and then it's going to pick up the shapes inside of that line. So that's what I typically go to. If it is, if it's just like an outline that I need, then I go to the one on the very far left. But the center one, for my taste.
and I mean, you can see the detail, and I mean, with the fact that it was such thin paper,
yeah.
and it's funny because some of these are still there where you can see where
There's double.
where it cut. I don't know if
Both
you guys can
sides of
see
that
that.
black
Both
line.
sides of the black line. Like that's one of the black lines.
I would imagine for vinyl, this would be awesome if you were doing like a super detailed,
So something with
super
like a little bit
intricate-
more.
Yes.
Yeah. So
But also, you want to use like a heftier material than printer paper.
But for the majority of your applications, you're not using that center one. You're
No,
using
I use
the
the
left
one on
and
the
right.
far right for, if I were just to like cut these out and I want to make them into ornaments, I would use the one on the very far right. If I just wanted to take this, where did the other one go? Oh, if I wanted to take this and turn it into a scrapbooking or like bullet journal little piece, I would use the far. And if you were doing applique, you could scan in. There's actually, Jeannie's going to be doing something. I won't say too much. But you could take in a, like you could take paper piecing, or you could take a traditional sewing applique design, scan it in, and cut all of those pieces of fabric with this one. And then if there's layering to that, you could cut it with the other option, the far left, far right option.
Okay. So those are your three different cut options
Yes.
with the current scan and cut. And hopefully that was...
Hopefully it wasn't confusing.
No, I followed and I don't use the scan and cut at all.
Julie Faith and Balzer, she does one with a leaf, where she shows you it cuts the outline, it cuts every line,
It
and
cuts
then
the stems.
Yes,
it cuts
yes.
everything. So, and in some circumstances, you wouldn't necessarily want
Yes,
that because
yeah.
it's damaging the integrity of the
Exactly.
piece.
Yes.
So, so those are your three different cut options
Yes.
on the scan and cut, and yeah.
Yeah.
So that's that. So let's talk giveaway, and then we'll talk daily deal, because there is a daily deal today as well. So
We need like a drum roll button. And like we need Jeannie singing, so you could play that in the morning and push that, and it's like starting the show, and it's like, "Good morning,
it's so funny
good
because
morning."
Alex's brother was like, we can create music files and all this stuff, and like this broadcast thing that we have has the ability to do animations
That's
and
awesome.
like sound buttons where I could hit a button and all of a
That would be
sudden
so
Jeannie would be
cool.
like, "Good morning,
Yes!
good morning," and like but then that would be too much like morning radio, I think. I don't know. So the giveaway today is a Jenny Haskins quilt kit. So
It's a
this normally retails for basically $120. It is a selection of threads and stabilizer from Jenny Haskins. We got one to kind of check it out to see if it was something that people like and that people wanted. We decided to do it as a giveaway just to kind of hear feedback upon the product too. And yes, after the fact, Ellie, we will have
I'll attach
Shauna
some links so you can go
put
check
the
those
links
out.
in there. So yeah, this is the giveaway today. Once again, to be part of that giveaway, make a comment, YouTube or Facebook, hello, whatever, single comments. Although we've had a couple people that have figured out that they can kind of double their chance by commenting on both YouTube and Facebook.
Yes.
And I probably don't say it enough, but I should be saying it all the time. Make sure to both like our videos on Facebook as well as share them. You can share them to your live stream. That helps us just because it shows the people that pay attention to what you are looking at. Unboxing. And then make sure to subscribe to our channel on YouTube as well. You guys will be seeing more and more stuff there. So this has the Jenny Haskins Quilt Magic Plus, which is a double-sided fusible fleece in 60 inches by 1 yard. It's got the Jenny Haskin Tearaway Magic fusible, light fusible, eco-friendly tearaway stabilizer.
I love that.
In 12 inches by 10 yards. The Web Magic Light.
There's a lot in here.
Semi-permanent fusible webbing. 10 inches by 5 yards. The Jenny Haskin Tearaway Magic Eco-Friendly Tearaway Stabilizer.
And this is like perfect for a 5x7 hoop. So if you're doing like Kimberbell, OESD, Anita Good, this is perfect. Or just for your quilt blocks, like it's like, look at that. That's so perfect. They're
So
like
it's
pre-cut for you.
20 sheets and 8.5 by 11. The Jenny Haskins Web Magic Pressure Sensitive Fusible Web.
It's gonna be kind of like Misty Fuse.
Kind of like
If
Misty
I'm not
Fuse.
mistaken,
It
yes.
looks a little thicker than Misty Fuse.
Might be like the parchment paper that it's.
But that is 9 inches by 5 yards. And it's funny, I can't tell. I think that's cut into individual pieces as well.
Mm-hmm.
This all includes instructions on use for how she's using it. The Jenny Haskins Private Selection.
Ooh!
Tearaway Magic Fusible. Light fusible, eco-friendly tearaway stabilizer, 20 sheets and 8.5 by 11. Detailed directions for use located inside package.
And then monopolyfilament thread.
And Jenny Haskins Invisa thread, monopolyfilament, Japanese made thread. So we'll be interested to hear whatever the winner has to say about this stuff.
I love how this is like packaged. Like, look. Like, how nice is that? Everything fits so snug. There's no empty space.
So it's kind of
a big package.
Yeah, it's a big package, and it's called the Jenny Haskins Quilt Kit. So that may be what she's thinking is necessary to do a single quilt. But one lucky winner will get that.
Oh yes, deal of the day.
Deal of the day.
So I know some of you have come into the store and saw these.
I called it the Rugrats because, like, when I looked at this, I thought Rugrats.
It's called Miss Bobbins spray bottles.
I love that. Iron Maiden. And it's so funny because Iron Maiden, if you guys don't know this, they are like super aggro and aggressive about their
yes.
copyright. Like, and they have this like skeleton guy called Eddie, and like if you use any likeness like that, you get sued,
they
and
come for you.
they take your stuff. I cannot imagine that some quilting company actually got permission to use the Iron Maiden trademark.
Look how cute she is. She's like surfing her little ironing
She's
board.
surfing her ironing
So
board with her
cute.
iron out like a battle axe. But the
Miss
we'll
Bobbin.
see how long this one's available in the market. But
This one says nothing like a little color therapy.
and this
to brighten
one
your
is
day.
her. Friends don't let friends go to quilt shops alone. So they're super cute.
So cute.
We had a bunch of heavy metal. We ordered a bunch of them. We got 3 of them. They're on the site. They're 25% off.
They
They're normally
are.
$15, right? $14.99, and they're $11.25
Something like that.
or $11.50 maybe.
Something. I don't
I think
know,
it should have been
something like that.
$11.49 or something.
$11.75?
So anyways, they're 25% off. Their deal of the day. They will be up all weekend. It may be that, you know, they sell out. They're for Terrial Magic and
Best
Press
You
and
can put
stuff
water
like that.
in here if you like.
Yeah,
to
you can put
just
water to
steam.
before you steam iron or whatever.
I like
so,
having 2. So then I have one with just Best Press, and then I have one that's half and half with half Best Press, half Terrial Magic. So then I'm not having to like mix my Terrial Magic with my Best Press in my Best Press bottle because it can get like a little sticky.
have you? And these things don't clog. It's like a super fine mist spray.
It gets sticky right here, like right underneath after it sprays, and I just wipe it up. But I like having a separate Best Press because Terrial Magic, if you've never used it, makes it really, really stiff, kind of like it turns fabric into paper, essentially. Which is good for piecing and quilting. Everything stays super flat. So that's why I like to have 2. But I feel like Terrial Magic for me is too strong just to use on its own. So I dilute it with Best Press.
Gotcha. So these are on the site. They'll remain on the site probably through the weekend. But like I said, we have 3 in the store with many more coming. Let's see. I'll stick with fabric. Never have luck with printer paper. We're just going to look through comments here really fast. Make sure having so much fun with my new toys. Nancy, I'm so happy to hear that. Watching and learning. Glad that you're learning. Dot.
You're welcome.
Always a struggle to clean your mat. Yes, it's totally awesome.
Did you see
Somebody
how
said
nasty
it's also at Amazon, but that it costs more.
They sell it. They actually sell it by the gallon online, and it's like $8. So, I mean, you could get your spray bottle.
You could put it in your new spray bottle.
Get your totally awesome and put it in there. I might have to do that because Michelle was so generous and gave me one of those. Because I used to just take a damp paper towel and try to wipe all the fibers off, but they never really came off, and I tried using baby wipes and that didn't work very well. So totally awesome is totally awesome.
So any idea on the paper piecing tree class? It is coming.
Yep.
Hope all is well. Stay warm here, but not that cold. It created a super mess. I mean, literally my entire lawn, and there's an acre that is nothing but sticks,
Oh my gosh.
branches, and
That's crazy.
and pine needles. So yeah, that's it for today. Back to work, and
We've only been doing this for an hour, Patrick. Are you sure you don't want to go
been
for
an hour.
another
Yeah, I don't need to go another hour. So have a great day.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Make something awesome. Be creative, and
Stay safe and healthy.
we will hopefully remember and have a chance to do this today.
We're gonna do this right now.
You're gonna do it right now.
We're gonna do this
You know,
right
there's
now.
a way to do it. Hang on. I don't know if this is gonna work. Alert box, library, home.
We could do it while we're.
I think
Oh
we're
my
still
gosh.
live. Let's see. This is. Oops. No. Let's see. Giveaway. Nope. I don't know how to do this, and for all I know, I could have even lost you already.
We could end this stream and then open up, just immediately start.
Whoa, I don't know. I don't even know what just happened, but
we
I'm
can edit. We can edit while. Patrick, we can edit it. We can edit it while it's live
right,
and
but
make a transition.
right. So there's a bunch of stuff that this platform does that I have no idea how to do, but one of them is a random comment picker, and I tried it once and it didn't work quite right, but we'll do this right now, and good luck,
Put your
everybody.
comment in.
Make your comment in, and have a fantastic day.